Hi everyone, I am here to share on this week's discussion topic of the dissertation research. The area of study I am hoping to focus my research on is modern European history, looking specifically at Winston Churchill and his role as a historian. When trying to find recent dissertations on the topic, it was a little difficult as much of the dissertation research conducted on Churchill was done between the 1940s to the 1970s. However, there are a few done on him from 2004 to 2008. There's one in 2012 and one in 2022. However, these types of studies are different from what I was looking to do. I decided to look into the study from 2022, even though it's a very different type of study. It is the most recent one, and one from 2004, as it was the most like my type of study. Well, first of all, in her dissertation, a content analysis of leadership language used by Winston Churchill and Adolf Hitler, used during World War II, using the full range leadership model. Cynthia Hernandez gives background information on both Hitler and Churchill and their structure of leadership. She provides lots of data that refers to the type of language used in their speeches and its effectiveness with an audience. Then she gives analysis of data, literature, and each figure's respective speeches throughout the 1940s. Her goal was to discover if there was a difference in the transformational and transactional language between Churchill and Hitler. She defines this type of communication as charismatic and inspirational, with the ability to stimulate desire, grasp attention, and appeal to reason. In order to do this, she not only provides analysis of the speeches themselves, but she also analyzes the reaction of the audience when she provides a breakdown of the various levels of reaction, and how they relate to the overall economic class as well. Overall, it was found that Hitler used more transformational language than Churchill did in his speeches. However, Hitler's use of transformational language was pointed towards the economy and the ramifications of the Versailles Treaty on the German people, whereas Churchill's use of transformational language was focused on the war. So she believed that this was the key difference in the use of language and how it may have made Hitler a more effective speaker. She does this through the use of sources on leadership and types of leadership language, as well as several biographical works on Churchill and Hitler. In the second one, in Winston Churchill and the British Public, Propaganda and Perception from 1939 to 1945, Gil Sinclair is attempting to challenge the idea that Winston Churchill was widely popular through personal preference of the people. Rather, he came to power during a time of low morale, and parts of his image was appealing to some people. However, this may not have been enough to create the legend of Winston Churchill. To conduct this study, Sinclair used several opinion polls in order to gain a preliminary grasp on the public opinion towards Churchill. He also stated that his research required several newsreels, newspapers, books, pamphlets, speeches. He also consulted papers by Lord Beaverbrook and Churchill and researched in several libraries. To convey his study, Sinclair breaks his dissertation up into several sections, which was the pre-war era, the early war, the use of propaganda and manipulation, international affairs, and domestic policies. He concluded that Churchill was a military leader. Public opinion was very complex and favored him largely during the war, as his expertise was in military affairs. However, there was a stark difference in his popularity during the war and after. And overall, Sinclair believed that Churchill, to have been a very popular leader that could not have been rivaled, but the image of him being a legend came from the use of propaganda, as the people needed someone to be glorified as a steadfast leader during such a difficult time. And that's what I looked into this week. Thank you very much.